get to it. Yeah. What's my code now? Yeah. Whatever. Okay, well, if we get to it, I'll. Okay, we ready to roll? Do we have enough guys on to officially start?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I got to get moving anyways because I didn't take a shower yet. I don't know if it's going to be hot water even. Yeah. Okay, where'd we leave off? By the 2 dots, right? Oh, I didn't post today. Okay, I'm going to have to post a lot. Yeah, so it's just a chazer. So yesterday we discussed all the agada to, well, what we were talking about till now was talking about you should verbalize your learning as opposed to thinking about your learning. That was this Amud, and we're going to continue with that. And then we discussed, for the most part, most of Amud Beis. The previous one was Yehuda. They talked very properly and very fine, therefore they remembered their Torah, right? And that's how they remember their Torah better. Okay, whatever that is, right? Whatever that means exactly. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. We're on the 2 dots. Yeah. Simin, Anokim, L'chayev, Luchos, and Chorus. Yeah, you see it? It's like whoa. A little dark in here. About 10 lines down.
I'm sorry, where is it? I wasn't here for the whole shir last night.
That's about 10 wide lines down Nun Dalet Amud Aleph.
It's the 2 dots.
Shkoyach.
Yeah. Okay, you have it? We all have it? Okay, so Simin, it's interesting that Gemara says Simin Anakim L'chayev Luchos Chorus because we just said that one of the things to remember Torah is to do Simonim, right? Yeah. Yeah, so that's right. So then we're going to continue with this type of theme about learning. So right, that was a puzzle we said yesterday. It's like how do you call it? Necklaces to your throat. In Mesa if a person makes himself like a necklace, saraf al that it's sharaf, that it's loose on the neck. And sometimes you see it, sometimes you don't see it, which is interesting because Rashi says it goes under the beard, right? Well, I'm not exactly sure. I'm saying guys with beards are wearing. You never know what's hiding under that beard, Baron. I don't know. You know what I mean? Jesse, we could see it under your beard, but I don't know. I'm saying it's okay. A necklace under the beard. All right. So So if you see the necklace, sometimes you don't think the Talmud is miskayim. The imlav ain't Talmud is miskayim, and if not, your Talmud is not miskayim. It's a very interesting thing. Rashi says the pshat is. Rashi says that the pshat is that you have to. Somebody wants to become a Talmud Chacham can't always be in the public eye. He's got to sit hidden. Otherwise, when is he going to have when to learn? Right. So you have to be. So what happens, I think, so people complain, how come we don't have Gedolim in America? I think what happens, we don't have too much time to hack on this, but I think what happens is that once somebody becomes a Gadol in America, he has to speak at every event and everything, and he Pashut doesn't have time, a second to learn. Mashenk and Eretz Yisrael, they stay hidden for a long time. They only, make, token appearances here and there.
Yeah, when did they find the Chazonish? Was
Right, yeah, exactly. Even Rav Steinman. Who heard of Rav Steinman until...
now with Kupat a year, they find them a lot quicker.
Yeah, you're right. Kupat a year is fishing them out. You're right. Yeah. They're the ones that bring them out. That's the problem. You're right. All right. Mamar Rebbe Lazar, right? The Siv... the Chayav Karugas Abaysim. Here, Harugas Abaysim. I see it wasn't even so yet, right? Like the...
from this morning.
Yeah, from this morning. The cheeks are like aruga sabaisam. Aruga is a bed of spices, right? in Mesim Adam Atzmai Karugazu, if a person makes himself like this bed of spices, Shakol Dashan by everybody steps on it. Ukfushim zeh shakol mevasmin, v'ukabaisim zeh shakol mevasmin ba, and it's like and he also makes himself have like spices or perfumes that everybody smells good from it. Meaning he teaches everybody. Then Talmudim Miskayim, then his Talmud is Miskayim in love. Ain't Talmudim Miskayim, and if not, then not. So now, this seems like he has to make himself. Here it seems that he has to make himself in the public, right? Previous Gemara seems to say he should not be, and here it says that he should. I mean, you would think it's a little counterintuitive, right? If you think teaching is not going to amass your knowledge, l'chayra, just learning is going to, right? But that's not the way the Gemara says.
Why? If you're able to teach it over, you won't retain it more?
That's true. You will retain it more, but it's going to take a lot of time to teach. It takes a lot of time to teach, as opposed
to... We're talking about retaining. And there's no better way to retain it.
Okay, that's a good point.
You have to give it over to somebody. You have to prepare it. You have to be able to say it clearly.
Right, I hear that. That's a good point.
It's also limud tyrus. You're also learning at the same time.
Right. No, in Hanami. No, that's true, but yeah. It's a good point, though. It's a good point. What?
In Shemina Esrei, in Elikaina Tzayir, we say v'nafshi ka'afar lakol tiyah.
Right.
The Rebbe used to say pshat is with this Gemara. Shakol dashin ba.
Oh, drives.
Karuga shakol dashin ba. The offer is the earth. Shakol dashin ba.
When do you drive?
That's how we grow. That's how we steig. Is the meist madam atzmei karuga zu shakol dashin ba.
Interesting. Okay, I hear. That's okay, but that's okay. It's still hard to understand how you get more knowledge. That's all. Okay, whatever it is, we gotta right. Okay, let's see. Weiter.
You get it to last night. If I'm able to accept people dushing on me, it takes up less of my time.
I hear. Okay. Right, the luchas made out of stone of Adam. Somebody makes his cheeks, right? Like stone. That stones don't get melt down, or whatever. They don't decay. Talmudim eskayim biyodei. Vim lav ain't talmudim eskayim biyodei. Right? Yeah. So meaning he's always working. He makes it so strong, his cheeks, right? That he uses his mouth for just teaching. Right? So the writing was engraved on the luchas. If it wouldn't be that the first luchas were broken, there would be no such thing as forgetting Torah. Right? That was another thing, a negative that happened from the Egel. When nobody would rule over the yin. Means free. If you make yourself like a midbar, where everybody walks all over the midbar, then your Talmud is going to be miskayim. And if not, then it's not going to be miskayim. He had something with him, meaning they had some sort of fight. Right? When he came before Erev Yom Kippur to ask Mechila, he said, I'm going to go be Mephayasim to ask Mechila. He saw his shamish pouring him a kais, meaning mixing the wine with the water. So I give it to me and I'm going to pour it for him. Yavle mazge, he gave it to him and he poured it. Kidetame Amar, and when he tasted it, right, when Rabbi Yosef tasted it, Hamar said, Dami, hi Meziga, the Meziga, the Rabbi Barid, Rabbi Yosef Bar Chama. This Meziga is the way Rabbi Yosef Bar Chama, Rabbi Barid, Rabbi Yosef Bar Chama mixes things. I guess besides being a Talmud Chacham, he must have known how to mix a good drink, right? So anyway, he was able to tell this is mamish the drink the way he had it.
Or a bad one.
What?
Maybe he was terrible. That's how he knew it was one of the
you're right. You're right. Good. You know what? But at least he had shaykhs to it.
Yeah.
Right? So Amalei, I know who. He says, yes, it's me. I did it. So Amalei, loitesav akarach. Don't sit down. Adam fashali hani kroi. My siv. Explain to me what this pasuk means. Midbar matana, matana nachliel, nachliel bamis, bamis hege. Right. So he's trying to understand what this. What does this whole pasuk mean? Like we just said, if you make yourself like a midbar called dashan, by that everybody steps on it. Torah nitnaloi matana, then the Torah is going to be given to matana. But kiva shenitnaloi matana, nachlu el. That's an inheritance from Hashem. Shenemar matana nachliel. From matana it's nachliel. The kiva shenachlu el ekel, since Hashem gave him a Yerusha, then he's going to become great. And from there you have Bamos. Bamos means really something high. But if he becomes a Bagaiva, right? Gas Liba means if he becomes a Bagaiva, Kodesh Baruch Hu Mashpila, Hashem is going to knock him down. Oh, there went the electricity. There you go. Baruch Hashem. I'm using my phone. From Bamos Hege. Kodesh Baruch Hu Magbiyoi. And if he goes back from his gaiva, then Hashem is going to lift him back up. Shenemar kol gay yinaseh. Right? Everybody that goes down will be lifted up. We're 4 lines up from the bottom of Mem Dalan base. Amar Rav Huna, Ma'id Siv, Chayoscha Yashua Atachin B'Tevascha Lani Elohikim. Right? Your chayoscha, your animals will live there, and you can prepare your good things for Hashem. Im Adam Meisim. If a person makes himself like an animal, that what does an animal do? It captures it. Dereses means it. How do you say it? It grabs it. It's yeah. Vaycheles eats it right away. Meaning you learn your Gemara and you chew it over right away, and then you'll retain it. If he makes his food get bad, then he'll tamudi miskayim b'yodeh, which means Rashi says that it means that if you're gonna make yourself bad, being mavuyish, you'll learn more. Meaning ask questions, etc., etc. Yeah, v'im lav ain't tamudi miskayim b'yodeh. V'im oisakain hakadosh baruch hu oisel suuda ba'atzmai. Hashem's gonna make you your own suuda. Shenemar tachem b'tevascha lani elikim. Hashem will prepare. Or Hashem did prepare for an ani suda. Somebody who watches a fig tree will eat. It's going to eat its fruit. Why we compare Torah to figs? Just like this fig. Anytime a person uses it, he finds more ta'anim. Right, which Rashi says that the dates get ripe at a different time. They get ripe at different times, right? And other trees, all the fruit get ripe at the same time. So the more you work with it, then the more you see. After the Torah, the more you learn, the more things you find in the Torah. And the rest of this pasuk is. Right, so of course, again, this is in Mishlei, but it's very much a Shira Shirim type thing, where the Gemara and the Pasuk is referring to the love of Torah for the love between a male and a female. Why is the Torah nimshal to a yelas? Just like a woman, right? That her rechem is thin. And the person who's being boil her wants it every hour, kishari shaina, just the way it was in the first time. After Divrei Torah, chaviv and alam day, and those that learn to Divrei Torah, kol shavashah, kishari shaina. That's like the first time. Yeah, okay, so meaning people that like learning really, it doesn't get bored. But yalas chen, what does it mean? And she is mylas chen. Shemayalas chen alam day. It brings chen on the Torah. Brings chen to the people that learn it. Right, so her breasts will give satisfaction at all times. Yeah, why is the divrei Torah nimshal kedad like the breast? Anytime the tina goes there, he'll find milk. And anytime you want to go learn Torah, you'll pull out time from it. Right? You're going to be meshuga with love. Like Rabbi Elazar and Radas, Amar of Rabbi Elazar, he was so taken with Torah that he was walking around and learning Torah in the shuk shel tzipori, and his jacket was left upstairs, meaning he forgot to put on his jacket. I don't know why that's so involved in learning, but I guess that was something. A person once came to take the jacket to bring it to him, and he found a sraf there. He found a snake on top of it protecting his jacket. Okay.
This Lashon Hara?
Why is that Lashon Hara?
You mean a gadol went out into the street without his hat and jacket?
Here, that's Elamai. Elamai. Elamai, it's not a problem, right? Yeah, very good. So right? Those who ride what we had this before, white donkeys, and they sit in din and judgment, and they go and they speak while they travel. That's Talmidei Chacham who travel from city to city to learn.
Gershon Kolzman, you know your jacket is in the Shuk Elyon. You have rishus to go to the Shuk Tachton. You could be Isaac in the Shuk Tachton. Kolzman, you know where your jacket is.
Oh, that's what you're saying. As long as you know where your jacket is. Okay. So what's white? Right? They make the Torah like it's in the afternoon, like it's so clear, like in the afternoon. Yoshvi al midin. Shedan and din emes. They done the lamita. They because they learn Torah, they are able to judge properly. Those are the people that learn pesukim. Al derech elu bali mishnah. On the way, those are the bali mishnah. Sicha elu bali talmud. Sicha is those that learn Gemara. Shekol sheyichatin divrei Torah. So I'm sorry. Shekol sheyichasan divrei Torah. Anybody who all his talking is divrei Torah, right? So then you can. These are the people that you can learn from. Amar Rav Shizbin b'shum Rabbi Elazar ben Azai. Mai dichsiv. Right? What's the pshat in the pasuk? Lo yachrech remiya tzidai. A person will not burn his catch, right? Meaning. Yeah, it's, what does that mean? Somebody who is he fools people. He's not going to live. He's not going to have long days. All right. So what this means is if a guy is just learning in order to impress people to show that he tries, he knows things, that guy's learning is not going to last. He says the other way around. The tzayid, the guy who captures things, the trapper who's a liar, is going to burn his food. It's a mashal to a trapper who traps birds. If when he catches each one, he breaks its wings, then he's going to obviously keep his catch. But if he doesn't, then they're going to fly away. Meaning, so if you learn very fast, this is anti-Daf Yomi Gemaras, by the way, in case anybody, right? It's l'chayr, it's ended. It's saying if you got to learn, when you learn a Gemara, you got to chew it over and you got to chazer it and you got to keep it and all that. But if you just trap it quickly and then you don't break its wings, meaning you don't break it down, then you're going to forget it, which I find you do even if you do break it down, but that's a different kasha, right? Fine. So Amar Rabba, Amar Rav Schayr, Amar Rav Huna, Mai Duksiv, Hain Mehevel Yemayit, V'koivetz al Yad Yarbe, right? This is a famous Gemara. If you're going to try and gather a lot, you're going to have less, and if you gather a little, then you're going to end up with a lot. If you try and grab your Torah with bundles and bundles, it's going to get smaller. If you don't do that, then you just slowly, accumulate Torah knowledge, then you'll have more. Amar Rabbi Yodi Rabbanon La Milsa V'Avriyalah. The Rabbanon know this, and they over on it anyways, which is exactly what we see. Nobody chazers. It's impossible. Ask any mechanech if you can get guys to chazer. You cannot get guys to chazer. But the Gemara says that right here. Right? Everybody knows that this is what you got to do, and they're still over on it. Fine. Amar Rav Nachman. Yitzchak I know, I did it and I ended up learning. Okay, fine. Torah. Ketzat say the Mishnah. This is very interesting how the history went down with the learning. Ketzat say the Mishnah. Moshe limin b'pei gvura. Hashem learned it from Lamad from Hashem. Nichnas Aaron v'shana le Moshe pirkei. Aaron came in and Moshe taught Aaron. When Nistalek Aaron moved away. V'yashav the small Moshe and he sat to the left of Moshe. Nichnas Ubanov. Then his kids came in. V'shana lehen Moshe pirkei, and then Moshe taught them. Nistalek Ubanov. Elazar Yoshev Liyamin, Moshe V'Samar Liyamin Moshe. Elazar sat to the right of Moshe, V'Samar L'Small Aaron, and Isamar sat to the left of Aaron. Rabbi Yehuda Amar La'ilam Aaron Liyamin, and Aaron was always to the right of Moshe. Moshe Chayzer, Liyamin Moshe Chayzer. Aaron went back to the right side because on the right side is more chashuv. Nichnus is Canaan, then this Canaan came in, Moshe Pirkan, and he taught them their parak. Nistalk was Canaan. And then once the Zakanim moved away, then the whole klal yisroel came in.
This is all in Moshe's Ohel?
Seems like it, yeah. I don't know.
Big Ohel.
Pretty big oil, yeah. Yes, okay. I guess so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was outdoors. Remember, it was outdoors.
I mean, we thought Shayash's tent was pretty big, right? Yeah,
that's right. Listen, like yesterday we said that 4 guys sat in one arm, 6 guys sat in an arm, and maybe that went on over here too. Yeah, very good. And Nimtza b'yad Aaron of Arba. So we find that Aaron heard it over 4 times because he sat there while Moshe taught it. B'yad Bonav Shloisha, b'yad Zakanim Shnayim, b'yad Kol Ha'am Echad. Right? Everybody had a different amount. Nistalek Moshe v'Shanalen, and then Moshe went away. Shanalen Aaron Pirk, and then Aaron taught everything. Nistalka Aaron, Shanalen Bonov. And then when Aaron moved away, then the sons taught it. Nistalka Bonov, Shanalen Zkanim Pirk. And then the Zkanim said, Nimtza b'yad hakol arba. Everybody learned the Torah 4 times. Mikan, Amr Abelazar Chayav Adam L'shanas Talmidei Arba Pamim. A person has to teach his Talmidim 4 times. A Kavachimer, and it's a Kavachimer Ma Aaron Shalom B'Moshe Moshe B'Gvura. If Moshe, Aaron and Moshe both had to learn it 4 times, I'm sorry, mipi gvura kach. Just like if they had to learn it 4 times and they're learning from Hashem, so hedjid from a hedjid, of course, you have to learn at least 4 times. So 4 times is considered not even chazara. 4 times is considered initial learning. That's clearly what the Gemara is saying. How do you know that you're supposed to teach your Talmud until he knows it well? And you teach Bnei Yisrael. Parrots, that's a niggin if you're out there, right? And how do you know that you have to show him reasons? These are the things that you have to, these are the halachos that you have to teach them. I believe, just agav, I believe that's part of the problem with this whole COVID business is that they're not, the Gemara here is saying you have to teach the students the reasons for things. They come out, I'm not saying the rabbis, they come out with guidelines. They don't explain to anybody why. Why do we have to keep these guidelines? What's wrong? What's the chashash? People mamash are in the dark.
But aren't we talking about, we're talking about mitzvos, not about COVID.
No, I'm just saying as a mushal, when you don't explain to people the halacha, where it comes from in the background, it causes such confusion. It's mamish such confusion, right? So, and as you see it by the COVID, people, they when you don't tell people why you're making this takanas, just explain it. And then they versteh it. I'm just saying a mushal, maybe I'm off. I just had this now before with the, somebody who's here from Eretz Yisrael keeping 2 days Yom Tov. I say, no, you only keep 1 day Yom Tov. So I could drive, so they say, so I could go drive to, this is a texting matter. So I go drive, I said, no, you can't. But you just told me that you could, that it's 1 day Yom Tov. I said, no, you keep 1 day. 2nd day is for davening, kiddush, all that. You don't need to do that, but you can't do malacha. Why? Finally, I realized I wasn't explaining it. So I did a voice message and I explained it. I hope I explained it correctly, that you can't go doing malacha when the whole world in America is not doing malacha. You can't go do malacha having nothing to do with 2 days, 1 day. But I was mistaken for not properly explaining it. Okay, whatever it is. Why don't they let everybody learn everything from Moshe? So Aaron and Banav would have covered the skenim, and the skenim would also have a nail, Aaron, Benigwan and Moshe, right? So then why couldn't Aaron go learn from Moshe 4 times? And then let Aaron teach his sons 4 times. And let the skenim go learn from Aaron's kids. And then go teach klal. So meaning, why did it have to be this whole complicated give and take? First Moshe, then to Aaron, then back and forth. So keeping the Moshe Milsa, no. Since Moshe Lamaisa learned it from Hashem, so everybody wanted to hear it straight from Moshe. It was one less link in the chain. So everybody wanted to at least learn it from Moshe once. Amar Ma, Rabbi Yehuda Aimer Lo'ilam Aaron Liyamin Moshe Chayzen. Right, so we said Aaron really went, and it was always went back to sit to the right side of Moshe. Come on, Azahuzak, Ola Kota Tanya, Shleisha Shayim Acham B'derech Harab Be'emtza V'Goda B'Yino V'Kotan B'Smaila. Then when a Rav travels, so the Chashva person goes on his right, and the smaller person goes on his left. Rabbi Yehuda, let's say it's Rabbi Yehuda v'lo Rabbanon, and not the Rabbanon, because Rabbi Yehuda said that Aaron went to the right side of Moshe. Now you could say it could even be the Rabbanon say you should do that, but here was the tircha d'Aaron that he would have to get up and move, so they just left him in his regular spot. Rav Preida, this is the famous Gemara of Preida, right? Every mechanech, there's no Torah Masara convention that probably this Gemara doesn't get mentioned, right?
Is this the Ikram Makar in Shas, or it's in Brachas also? In Brachas, no.
Which one? Which part? With a preida?
400 times, yeah.
It's both. Is it in Brachas? I think it's supplement. But here's the main one, because here it comes out from this Gemara. He taught him 800 times, not 400 times.
Right.
Let's see. The other one is 400 times. Here it says he ended up teaching him 800 times. Rapreida Havaleyahu Talmida. Right? Rapreida had a Talmud. Tanile Arba Mea Zimna. He taught him 400 times with Gomar, and then he was able to learn. Yom Echad Bayu Lamilsa de Mitzvah. One day Rapreida had to leave early. You know, the Rosh Yeshiva had to leave to go to a wedding or whatever it was, a levaya, a wedding, whatever Rosh Yeshivas have to do. Tana Lev Eloi Gomer, and he taught him the 400 times, and he wasn't learning. Why is today different? You can imagine he taught him 400 times. He says he didn't understand it. Well, why is today different? Like, hello, he taught him 400 times. Okay, so Amalei, maybe he shot the Amalei Lamar, because when you told me Ika Milsa the mitzvah, Aschoy L'daite, V'chol Shata Amina Hashta Kamar, meaning he says you threw me off by saying you have to leave. My stomach had what we would call today tension or whatever, and he's got nervous that he's leaving, he couldn't concentrate, right?
See, quickly, one time, my brother-in-law, Oliver Shalom, sent me to pick up Shmuel Birnbaum. He was Sadik Kedushin by one of the Chasnas in Brooklyn. So he told me, come to the Rosh Yeshiva, you'll see, pick him up 7:30. So I got into Mir Beis Medrash, let's say 7:20, 7:25, and I sat opposite the Rosh Yeshiva, and he was talking to Bachram. The second set ended 7:30. Mamish, my watch at 7:30. He closed his Gemara, and I went over to him. He says, "Don't go to him 1 second before 7:30. He will not." That said, end 7:30. That's when he leaves. Yeah, you go.
Yeah, right. He never right.
I said to Rosh Yeshiva, I'm here to take the Rosh Yeshiva to Stern's class, and he said, "Fine." He got up and.
Yeah, that's the way he never. Right, that was Bavust, right? He never left. He never left for. Yeah. Okay. So let's right. So he told him. So he said, "You're making me nervous because every time I think you're leaving." So Amalei Hav Daitach. He said, "Give your das. I'm going to teach you again." He taught him another 400 times. Nafka, right? Nafka Baskala Basko went up. Amalei Nifale. The list will update Dalet Mei Shani. Would you rather have another 400 years to live, or to tisku as vadarcha la'almad asi, or should your dar will all be zaycha to olam haba? Amar nischanever dari la'almad asi. Me and my whole dar should be zaycha olam haba. Amar lana kadosh baruch hu to nu loy zu v'zu, give him both. Right? Fine. So that's the famous Gemara of Preida, which I think I was listening to one of Shirim today. He said he pointed out from somebody that what about the Talmud? The Talmud tried 800 times. Right? It's the one thing the Rebbe. What about nobody talks about the Talmud, which is an interesting thing. Okay, Amar Rav Chisda. Ain't Torah niggas elabes simonim. Torah is only niggas with simonim. We saw this yesterday also. Shenemar sima b'fiyam. Put it in their mouths. Atikre sima ela simona. You put it in simonim, meaning when you make simonim, then you'll be able to remember it better. Shama Rav Tachlifa me Marava. Rav Tachlifa heard this in Marava, right in Eretz Yisrael. Azal, Amar Kamedu Rav Huna, he said to Rav Avo, he said in front of Rav Amar, Asan mehasa masnila. You learned it out from that pasuk. Ana mehacha masnila. We learned from this pasuk. Hatzivi loch tziyunim simi loch. Make signs for yourself. And it's in tziyunim. Make they're both. It's a double lashon of making signs. Also tziyunim l'Torah. Make signs for the Torah. Umay mash with atziyin lishon to the simonu. How do you know the lashon of tziyin is a lashon of siman? The sivara etzam adam abana etzlay tziyin. A person will see the bone of a person, and he puts a tziyin over there. Right? That's where the word tziyin comes from. Right? You put a siman. That's what a tziyin. When they say the tziyin of a rebbe, I don't know why rebbes they call him tziyin. Right, and everybody else that they call it a kaver, but that's what a tzion is. You put a sign. So that's what it's saying, tzion. Right? Oh, so that's what he said. This Ma'isa with Rav Hutner, just because Rav Hutner is. So he said, Rabbi Rosner said over from one of the Rosh Hashivas of YU. Oh, Rabbi Lichtenstein, I think, once went to pick up Rav Hutner, and Rav Hutner went from the airport in Tel Aviv, and Rav Hutner said to him, "Bring me to a shul so I can put on tefillin." He said, "Didn't you put on tefillin on the plane?" He says, "Yeah, but to put on tefillin in Eretz Yisrael, it's a different scene. It's a different putting on the tefillin. First thing I got to do, put on tefillin again today in Eretz Yisrael." It's a very, very nice story. But anyways, it was based on this pasuk, but not for what the pasuk's talking about here. Okay, say to Chachma, "You're my sister," right? And Umayda Levina Tikra, and when you Bina is called like a relative. Also, Mayadim l'Torah. You have to also make Mayadim for Torah, signs for Torah. Rav Amar also Mayadim l'Torah. You have to make special times for learning Torah, right? Which is very interesting that we're learning this now because we're about to go into a Mayid, right? You have to make a Mayid for Torah. We got to tie it in Epis, right? So this is a Mayid. We're about to start a Mayid, so you have to make Mayadim l'Torah also. Now we're on to Mem Hey Amral, Nun Hey Amral. Right, another song. It's not in the Shemayim and it's not far away. If it's not in Shemayim, because it would be in Shemayim, you have to go up to Shemayim to get the Torah.
I'm acknowledging the songs, Yaakov.
Okay, all right.
It's the same.
It's a continuation. It is, yes. Right, if it's on the other side of the ocean, you have to go there, which even though I don't understand, because we just said that Talmidei Chachamim do run from city to city to get Torah. Okay. You're not going to find Torah in somebody who thinks that he's smarter, or from a gaiva. And somebody who makes his mind that he thinks he's so smart, his mind is so broad that he can get everything. You're not going to find it with Bali Gaiva. You're not going to find it in travelers and business people. Okay, I don't know what that one means, right? Because we see a lot about them sit and learn. So, right? But the point is that you travel and you do a lot of traveling, you're not going to have time to learn. Yeah. Okay, let's
Look mentioned in 4 minutes.
Look mentioned in 4 minutes.
8 minutes. 8 minutes.
8 minutes. Okay, I guess we'll stop here because now we're back to Eruvin.
Motzei Yom Tov 9 o'clock?
Motzei Yom Tov 9 o'clock, unless the Eilam wants to do a little earlier. I don't know if Eilam has simple space of shavas. I don't think there's too many.
Earlier is good.
Earlier is better. Let's do 8:45. 8:45. Let's do 8:45.
Okay,
right.
Thank you. Have a good Yom Tov.
Fine, a good Yom Tov. Everybody should enjoy.
Yaakov, not versus smokers. You can see Yaakov, you have smokers in your shoe. You got to say good Shabbos first.
You're right. Very good. Very good. Very good.
Yaakov, not usher is not a resounding approval.
Yeah, it's still on. Shalom left it on. What are you saying? Not us or what?
Is not a resounding approval.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I asked you if you're allowed to play pool on Yom Tov.
Yes, you should be learning on you should be doing something productive, but it's not us. There's no giving any other game.
No, the kids, not me.
The kids can do whatever they want.
Only
What are you
8
getting
ball.
involved with?
Play 8
What are you
ball.
getting involved
Yeah.
with the kids, man?
Right.
What are you getting involved with the kids?
The place where we're making the bar mitzvah has a pool table, so I want to know if I should put away the stuff or not.
No, let them play. Sure, let them play. I would let them play.
Okay.
Where did we get up to? I kind of lost my place at the end.
The 2 dots on Nun Hey and Aleph.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Have yourselves a good Shabbos and a good Yom Tov.
Yeah.
Leo, you make your bar mitzvah? Is he still there?
Have a good Shabbos, good Yom Tov, and enjoy showing that.